Yo, what is up, everybody? It's me, that one Weeb here, back with a what if that is basically brand new. So, this is what if Naruto had Nen, and I literally did like one part of this and then stopped because then you guys liked something else, so I was like, man, I can put off on it. So, this is the only one of these I'll actually be doing this. I'll be restarting this one from the beginning because it's easier, and honestly, it just wasn't that good to begin with, so I rewrote the script for it. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, so I hope you guys are ready for this one. I'm going to re-explain everything about Nen. This video is going to be 30 minutes because it's like a redo, so I have to catch up to where I was, at least to the end of part 2 of What If Naruto had Nen from before or something. But yeah, so let's get into this. If you guys like me trying to do Rocket League, then yeah, it's pretty cool. If you want to watch more of me gaming, then you can go to my second channel, Weeb, where I just do whatever I feel like doing, because it doesn't really have to pertain to a certain subject. Make sure to hit the like button on this video, comment down below what you thought of the video after you've watched it, and subscribe to the channel for some more anime videos from a weeb, such as myself. But let's just get right into the video. The moon shines overhead, as it's the day of the 4th Hokage's son's birthday. We see a young Naruto Uzumaki, about 4 years old, sitting alone on that same swing. Naruto, who's simply just existing there, feeling all alone, as he did in the original, watching as other families go by while he's alone. Suddenly we have a flashback, which Naruto wouldn't know about, as the 3rd Hokage's walking by. We see the 3rd Hokage thinking about what happened that day, back then, where we see Minato Namikaze. Minato is flying through the air using the flying Raijin technique as he continues to battle against Obito, or what we know to be Madara Uchiha. As Minato finishes off the battle and tries to go save his wife and child from the Kyuubi's wrath, the Kyuubi just penetrates into Minato and Kushina's bodies. As Minato is dying, he imprints one of his most powerful techniques that he has onto Naruto's symbol, in fact, as he implants half of the Kyuubi's chakra into his son to make him the next Jinchuriki, as well as gives him one other gift. Utilizing the chakra that he has, he would then implant a description of something that he could use. Minato in this timeline had become very proficient in sealing jutsus, such as the flying Raijin and other techniques, like the Rasengan, for example. Minato's development of the Rasengan had actually led him to creating an entirely new use of chakra. This use of chakra would be called Nen, as he had dubbed it, and it was the first time in history that anyone had ever tried or created it. It was his legacy, and he had recently just figured out how to use it, a legacy he had imparted onto his son. Currently, it was fated as Naruto hadn't had the Kyuubi seal awaken yet, so he wouldn't be able to read it. This would all change one fateful night, though. Naruto had failed the graduation exam, and he was just cursing himself and angry that he failed again, not understanding why, and why his chakra never listens to him. Naruto would take Mizuki's advice, and he would agree that maybe stealing the scroll of sealing would help him become a Genin, so he goes along with the plan, not putting much thought into it. As Naruto rushes to go and grab the scroll, Naruto would see the scroll of sealing, and then next to it he would see another scroll, which had a seal with a handprint on it. Title above it would be named for Naruto Uzumaki, from the 4th Hokage, Lord 4th. Naruto would wonder what this is, and his curiosity would actually get the better of him over getting the scroll of sealing. Naruto would take the scroll next to the scroll of sealing and rush out of there as soon as possible. As he gets to the forest, he'll decide he'll tell Mizuki he doesn't want to pass tomorrow, and that he'll just wait till next time to take it then. Naruto would press his hand down on the scroll of sealing, when suddenly the scroll would unlock and begin to unwind and open. Suddenly, a sort of hologram of chakra would appear, with a lot of notes listed inside, showing off a silhouette figure of the 4th Hokage. This silhouette shaded figure would begin instructing Naruto on something. Suddenly, it would press Naruto's seal on his belly and tell Naruto to stand still. Naruto would listen to this weird figure when suddenly chakra begins to press inside all around him, and he feels all of his chakra points begin to get overloaded. What the? Naruto suddenly feels a white aura as he sees it light up all around him. Naruto sees Nen for the first time. This is called Nen, Naruto. This Nen is actually chakra. However, it's chakra condensed by many, many times. The only people who are able to use this technique are you, and he stops as the silhouette falters. He then instructs Naruto, saying that there are several tests written in this scroll that Naruto himself are able to take in order to figure out more about his power. Naruto would nod and thank this person, say that, and then before the silhouette disappears, he then asks why the scroll is meant for him. The figure falters before it says that he'll find out eventually, as suddenly the scroll empties and disappears, leaving only the notes that he had left behind about what he can do with Nen. Naruto quickly copies this down to a separate scroll and then reseals the scroll back up, putting this tag back on so that it looks like it wasn't opened. Suddenly Naruto feels a shock of pain and his hair rises on his neck. He senses some energy kind of going towards him, kinetic energy. He quickly leaps out of the way, feeling himself blast off, almost far stronger than he had been before. It's as if his entire body, which is now leaking all of this white energy, is making him stronger. As Naruto dodges out of the way, the shuriken flies past and dislodges itself into a tree. Mizuki comes jumping out of the tree, as he then tells Naruto to give him the scroll of sealing. Naruto would laugh as he tells Mizuki he didn't even steal the scroll of sealing, so there's no one coming after him anyway. Naruto then tells Mizuki it's just him and Naruto now, and Naruto has something he wants to test out. As Mizuki tells him that confident little brat, he begins to run at him with a kunai. As he runs towards Naruto, Naruto concentrates, and for some reason this energy, this Nen, begins to bend to his will. It's much easier due to him being able to actually see it compared to chakra. With Naruto being able to visualize this much clearer in his head, Naruto easily manipulates the Nen around him and surrounds his entire body with a shield. As he tries to stab Naruto, suddenly it gets caught in his Nen field. As the Nen energy captures the kunai, it doesn't penetrate any further than the surface. Naruto then cocks his fist back and punches Mizuki as hard as he can. Mizuki feels the air leave his lungs as he goes flying into a tree, getting knocked out. Naruto tightens his fingers and moves them around, thinking, this might be interesting. Iruka-sensei would then come out, hearing that from the third Hokage that Naruto had taken something very important. See, Naruto is now sitting there pretending that he was trying to open the scroll with a fail, and Iruka would quickly stop him and tell him to come with him. Naruto would then tell Iruka that he had something he wanted to show him, as he grabbed Mizuki and told him that he was trying to steal the scroll of sealing, as Naruto was in the office stealing this one. Iruka would tell him that's good to know, as Naruto grabs Mizuki and takes him with them. The third Hokage would be impressed with what Naruto had actually achieved, as he had watched Naruto through that orb and seen that he had actually mastered the technique that not even he himself could learn from Minato. He decides to pass this as Iruka gives him the Genin headband, although there is no touching moment like in the original between Iruka and Naruto. Naruto would report to the academy the next day to tell everyone that he'd become a Genin. As Naruto makes it there, he then sees something strange, as his Nen aura had been surrounding him the entire night, as he'd been practicing keeping it in and holding it there. It was actually kind of fun. It felt as though he was trying to hold down a balloon filled with helium, so it was kind of difficult at first, but he had gotten used to it. As Naruto walks in, his eyes are open wide as he's shocked. He sees that everyone around him is giving off this energy. However, it seems to be leaking everywhere and not being utilized at all. Naruto would walk in and, just seemingly with his mouth gaping, take a seat. Suddenly, the teams would be assigned, as Iruka comes in and begins to say the teams. As Naruto hears that he's on Sakura's team, he would say, "Yes!" And as soon as Sakura hears that Sasuke's on her team, she'd say, "Oh yeah!" After all of the teams had been assigned, and Sasuke was still giving that cold, apathetic look to everything, the teams would head off with their respective masters. Naruto would play a prank on Kakashi just like the original, and the eraser falls down Kakashi immediately. He decides that he's not liking these three as much as he had hoped. Sasuke sighs and tells Naruto to stop doing such stupid jokes, just like he was in the academy, a joke. Naruto gets kind of angry and holds his fist up, gritting his teeth, telling Sasuke that's not true. He then tells Naruto to prove it. Kakashi says that's enough already, and then that they should probably get going on explaining the Genin tests that they'd be taking. They head up to the roof when Kakashi asks them about their interests, likes, and their dreams, and what they want to do. Sasuke would explain that he doesn't really have a dream or an aspiration. He instead has only a goal: to be the truest avenger and kill a certain someone. "And you, Sakura?" Kakashi would ask. Sakura would blush as she looks at Sasuke. Well, my likes are. My dreams are. My aspirations are. Okay, that's enough. Naruto, what do you want? Kakashi thinks as he just ignores this weird person. Naruto would then look up as he looks at Kakashi, and then he says, I want to learn more about the fourth Hokage. My likes are I like ramen, and I like putting a lot of toppings on ramen, and I like, Kakashi would stop him and be like, we get it, we like ramen. Naruto would say, well, my ultimate goal is to become the Hokage. That way everyone in the village will respect me. Naruto says this, he holds his thumb up. Kakashi would sigh and says that they all are pretty unique characters themselves. Naruto would then look at Kakashi and ask what next are they going to do. He mentioned a test earlier when they were coming up here. Kakashi then smiles and says, oh yeah, that's right. Don't eat any breakfast tomorrow morning. You'll be heading off to the training fields with me, and we'll be taking a test. Alright. Naruto says the team head off. The next day, Naruto would wake up and feel himself as he brushes water across his cheeks, waking himself up more. He runs over as he gets to the training field rather quickly, using Nen to boost his actual physical attributes. As Naruto now just using its basic Nen in its form as its coding as his main technique, he would have gotten much better at it over the few days that he's had it. As the team arrives, with Kakashi being late and being lost on the path of life, he would pull his book out and tell the team that their mission for today was to take these bells from him. He holds 2 silver bells up without paying much attention to them. He says that if any of them can grab 2 of the bells, those 2 will pass, and the other will fail. Sakura then says that's not fair, as then he goes on to add, and it'll be sent back to the academy permanently, never to be a genin again. Sakura then stops talking. Then Naruto and Sasuke are preparing for the battle. As Kakashi begins to count down the timer, Naruto is about to go, just as he's about to finish saying 1, 3, 2, 1. Suddenly, Sasuke and Sakura dive into the bushes, while Naruto charges Nen to his feet as he propels himself forward. Kakashi is surprised as he sees Naruto moving at him at a much faster rate than he should be able to. As Naruto charges forward and leaps at Kakashi, he throws a punch. Kakashi tries to catch his punch and thinks it's going to be nonchalant, when suddenly he feels his entire arm shake and his bones vibrating. Naruto then continues trying to punch at Kakashi, who dies out of the way. Kakashi shakes the blood back into his arm as he feels numb. He then looks to that kid and thinks that there's no way he could be so physically strong. There's no way. He's only a mere genin after all. Naruto continues running after Kakashi as he's charging up his Nen. Kakashi, come out! Naruto would chant loudly, when suddenly he steps into a rope trap and is pulled up into a tree. That's dirty, that's not fair, Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi would come out and say anything's fair in love and war, as he runs off and says he'll come take care of him later. Naruto sighs as he pulls a kunai and tries to cut himself down, reaching upwards as he begins cutting the rope. Kakashi would easily deal with Sakura as well as Sasuke would be the next target. As Sakura is taken off a mere genjutsu rather easily, he would then move on to Sasuke. He'd be sitting there watching as Naruto was untying himself when suddenly Sasuke hears a whisper. Yeah, I can't believe he fell for that either. Sasuke turns around fast, he sees Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi begins to jump backwards, he's about to use a water-style bullet jutsu. Sasuke counters him faster though. He quickly uses a fireball jutsu and blasts it towards Kakashi, who's actually rather impressed that he can use so much chakra in one go. Naruto would fall from the tree as he goes towards Kakashi from behind. I got you now! Naruto then slices down his leg on a diagonal cross as he goes down on Kakashi's shoulder. Kakashi feels his shoulder bend, and just before he can take the brunt of the damage, he uses a substitution jutsu. This wood block then gets entirely smashed into bits as it goes flying into the ground. Dang it, Naruto thinks. Naruto would then say that he and Sasuke should try and find him together. It might be easier to take him down than get those bells. Sasuke begrudgingly nods when Naruto sighs and tells him that he's got to agree with him sometimes. Naruto and Sasuke go running off while Sakura is still in a genjutsu. Suddenly Kakashi is sitting in a tree waiting, thinking that he's got to pick Sasuke off so he can actually deal with Naruto. Suddenly, Sasuke is pulled by his leg down as the headhunter jutsu is used on him. Sasuke defeated. Naruto turns around and tries to punch Kakashi, who quickly jumps out of the way using a clone jutsu to take the attack. Kakashi creates a shadow clone which goes rushing in on Naruto. Naruto punches this and the smoke goes poofing into his face. This is when Kakashi pulls back his Sharingan, not wanting the other two, Sakura or Sasuke, to see it. As he then scans Naruto, wondering what's going on with him. Suddenly he sees a brilliant bright light, as with the usual, what it looks like in someone's usual chakra paths, is it's a energy that's flowing through them like tubes in water. Naruto's chakra paths are everywhere. It's as if though his chakra paths have been moved to the entire outside of his body, covering him. And the chakra inside is so dense and heavy that it's like he has Rasengans from Minato sensei completely all throughout his body. He feels blinded almost as he sees so much chakra being so bright. He quickly closes back the Sharingan and rushes towards Naruto, thinking that that's a really weird technique. And then he remembers what Minato sensei could use. There's no way Naruto could actually master net. Suddenly, Kakashi feels a gut punch. While he was distracted by his own thoughts, Naruto actually punches Kakashi so hard in the stomach that he falls backwards. He then jumps on top of him and says, "Sasuke, get him now!" Sasuke climbs out of the hole and is trying to grab the bells, as the three of them are tussling on the ground. Naruto, holding him down, has Sasuke grab the two bells, as they both are pretty happy with them giving each other a thumbs up, before quickly frowning at each other and then looking away like they have nothing that they want to do with the other one. Sasuke would toss a bell to Naruto, who catches it nonchalantly. He then tells Kakashi as he's sweating that he actually almost beat him, as Naruto loses control over his Nen barrier. Sasuke then sees quickly as Kakashi pulls back his headband just for a split second. Sasuke begins to wonder what could be under that mask. Kakashi would then say that Naruto is using something rather interesting, isn't he? With an eye of knowing, he looks at Naruto and Naruto nods, saying that there's no way anyone can beat him now. Kakashi would then sigh and say they'll be starting missions soon. He'd been planning on teaching them a lesson, but apparently he had gone too easy on them for too long and had let them take advantage of him. If he had gone out all 100% from the beginning, there's no way they could have won. Sasuke says yeah, sure, as the team breaks up. Kakashi is impressed. He goes to the third Hokage and tells him that Naruto's mastered the Nen technique, which he himself can't even copy using the Sharingan. Hiruzen would then smile as he laughs and says he already knew, and that it's quite impressive for someone at his age to be able to use such a high S-rank jutsu. Suddenly we see it. There it goes, a large black creature running through the forest. As we then see Orange Pants rushing as well, with heavy breathing and sweat dripping off of him. Alright guys, we're on the target. Naruto would whisper into his microphone as Sasuke would reply back, "Do you have a hold of the target?" "Not yet, I'm working on it." "Hurry up, loser." Sasuke, Naruto would think, as he rushes forward, leaps for the large creature, and dives on it. This beast would make a mighty roar as it's taken up. Naruto picks up the cat as it begins hissing at him, trying to get away. Naruto holds the cat as he continues walking back to the actual group. Holding the cat out, he then tells Sasuke that the target has been acquired. They finish off their D-rank mission and then tell Kakashi and report what they did. Kakashi says, "Alright, good job," and then hands them the next one. Naruto hands it back and asks if they can have a harder mission, please. He would say this to Lord Hiruzen and ask if there's anything better that they could do, or something more difficult. Hiruzen would sigh, and knowing that Naruto had been asking for this for a while now. Fine. How about a C-rank mission? He brings Tazuna in, as Tazuna then sees all of these kids and Kakashi. "You expect these brats to protect me?" Naruto would then smile as he walks towards Tazuna, looks to the nearest wall, and then beats a hole into it. He then tells Tazuna that he'll be fine. Sakura is looking horrified and tells Naruto what an idiot he is. The third Hokage laughs as quickly one of the Anbo uses wood style, Yamato, and fixes the wall. Naruto would laugh as he holds his hands behind his head and tells Tazuna that he'll be fine. The group leave as Sasuke then whispers and tells Naruto that he's a stupid show-off. Naruto would grit his teeth and tell Sasuke at least he's good at showing off something. Sasuke would growl at him as the two begin to bicker. As they're walking along, suddenly Naruto feels something. "Kakashi, it's faint, but there's..." "I already know." Suddenly two shuriken come flying out of nowhere as Kakashi seemingly dies. Naruto then knows that Kakashi's still alive though, as he senses his chakra. This must be a substitution jutsu, Naruto thinks. Sasuke immediately leaps into battle, as Naruto doesn't want to miss out on the opportunity, while Sakura is covering her head with Tazuna. Naruto jumps to the second one as he sees the demon twin Chunin brother from the mist. Naruto comes in and uses an elbow as he completely shoves his right elbow into this person's abdomen. Suddenly, the Chunin cries out in pain as he feels almost like a sharp needle being stabbed into him. He goes down pretty immediately as Naruto takes him out. Naruto claps his hands back and forth. That was easy. He turns to see Sasuke already has him tied up, who looks back and says that he's still a show-off. Naruto says it's better than doing nothing. Sasuke then looks at him and says that he totally did something. He took that one out. He was probably stronger than the one Naruto fought anyway. Naruto then says, "Oh yeah, I want to fight right here." Kakashi would come out of nowhere and tell the two to stop treating each other like an old married couple. The two would look at him and then say that they're not. Kakashi would hold his hands up and say, it's okay, as they continue moving forward. Naruto would again feel something, an ominous energy. No, two of them. Suddenly, Naruto then looks back as Kakashi feels it as well. He can smell it. Get down. I smell blood. Naruto would jump to the ground as he feels a huge swarm of nen just comes flying out of nowhere as it lodges into the tree. Naruto then looks up to see the sword as well as the wielder of it both have nen coming off of it. What the? That sword's alive? Naruto thinks as he sees that it's pulsing with energy. Zabuza would look down as he sees them and says that was rather intuitive of them. Kakashi looks over to see Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto on the ground, with Tanjiro being held down by Sakura. Alright guys, allow me to deal with this one. I don't think so, Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja. Kakashi would stand up as Zabuza would jump to the ground, dislodging his sword from the tree. The two begin to fight as he then quickly creates two water clones to deal with the other Genin. Naruto would tell Sasuke and Sakura to protect Tazuna as he goes charging at the two water clones. Naruto then feels his nen barrier falter for a second. Naruto would quickly stop as he falls back, redoing his barrier, thinking that he still doesn't have complete control over it. He then kicks through the water clones, dispelling them. Naruto would continue fighting with Zabuza's clones that he makes, while Kakashi fights Zabuza. After Naruto had taken out all the clones, Sasuke decides that he wants to get in on the action as well. Sasuke and Naruto would begin to pelt Zabuza with rocks and kunai, trying to throw them at him. He would try and dodge and block all of these while fighting Kakashi, when he suddenly gets a grasp of Kakashi and uses the water prison jutsu. As his hand is lodged into it, he decides that he's got to block these kids off so he can dispose of the copy ninja. Naruto tells him there's no way he's going to let him do that, as he then tells Sasuke to do the plan. Naruto transforms himself into a shadow shuriken, as Sasuke throws both shuriken. The first one flies past Zabuza, as he then catches the other one. Suddenly, Naruto de-transforms, as he then brings down his leg on Zabuza's arm, using an axe kick. Suddenly, we can hear a loud crunching sound, as we see an X-ray of Zabuza's arm as Naruto uses his kick to completely clean cut Zabuza's arm, and cause its bone to shatter. Kakashi would be released from the jutsu as Zabuza's holding his arm back. Zabuza would then say that he's got to get out of here now. There's no way he can take out Kakashi and these brats out of here now. Naruto would fall into the water as Kakashi picks him up and throws him towards the shore. Kakashi would then reveal his Sharingan, as he says there's no way he's going to let him out and escape alive. Zabuza would then say, oh yeah, as he uses one-hand style and tries to use the one-hand style seals, which Kakashi is minorly impressed by. Kakashi would easily copy this using two seals, going even faster and mimicking the water dragon than the original. After using the water dragon style jutsu, he blasts this towards Zabuza and wipes him out towards the shore. Just as Zabuza is about to die, three seemingly harmless Senbon come flying out of nowhere, dislodging it into Zabuza's neck, causing him to die instantly. This Anbu member comes rushing out, as Naruto realizes it's that same nen energy he had felt before. He is about to say something when Kakashi stops him, telling him to let him go, as that's one of the Anbu members, as he's breathing heavily as well. This is when the Anbu masked member takes Zabuza's body and disappears from there. Kakashi would fall into the water as Naruto rushes in to catch him and pull him back to shore. Zabuza and Haku would retreat along with Team 7. This is while, for the next few weeks, Kakashi would be completely wiped out as he's tired and is resting his eye and Sharingan. Naruto would work on refining his nen even greater degree as he works on focusing on maintaining his nen barrier while moving and walking around. Naruto would pull out the scroll that he had copied down from when the 4th Hokage had given it to him, and would begin working on these practices. Alright, so apparently I'm supposed to take my nen and dip into the water to see what type of nen I have. That's kind of interesting. Naruto would decide that he would figure out what his nen type was so he could come up with how to use it better, as he gets a cup of water that he borrows and sticks a tea leaf into it to see what happens. Naruto begins to charge nen, following the process by using something called Ren, where he powers up his nen and he feels extremely tired after using it. Naruto decides that there's some other things he should learn before he decides to figure out what his aura type is, and he goes back a few pages in the scroll. Naruto would see that there's some practices that he could do. Naruto decides that he's going to focus on refining his technique so that way he can use Ren better, as well as use Ko, which is apparently some better version of using a defensive nen. He begins practicing these for the next few days before Kakashi wakes up. Kakashi wakes up to see Naruto sitting outside meditating, while unknown to seeing Kakashi without using the Sharingan, Naruto is moving nen all around his body and charging it through. As Naruto is doing this, he's feeling very relaxed, and just as Kakashi throws a rock at him to try and distract him, Naruto's hand instinctively moves up and catches it and tosses it back. Kakashi's impressed, as this is pretty different for Naruto. He then sees a scroll lying on the ground next to Naruto and asks what that is. Naruto quickly falls out of his state of zen, as he then pulls the scroll and puts it away, telling him it was nothing. Kakashi says, alright, sure, as he knows exactly what it is. This is when they decide to go and meet up at the bridge, as Kakashi would train Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto in tree climbing, but as soon as they were done with that, it was time to go. After that took place, Naruto actually mastered the tree climbing exercises rather easily, as he just attached his nen to the tree and used it to walk up. After the few days of them training, with Sasuke being annoyed that Naruto bested him at something, the team decides to head out towards the bridge. As they move towards the edge of the bridge, they then see that there's a mist surrounding the entire bridge. And as they get there, they then realize that Zabuza must have survived, which Kakashi had been thinking the whole time, as Haku, or what he knew to be that Anbu, hadn't started doing the work on the dissection right there for the autopsy. This is how he knew that they had survived. Naruto would immediately sense the same nen from what he had smelled and felt before. He tells Kakashi about this and says that they should probably get ready for a fight, as the mist surrounds them. The whole team surrounds all of Tazuna, with Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto forming a triangle. Naruto decides he can test out one of his new techniques here. Alright, please don't fail me now. He begins charging Ten into his energy and uses Gyo. Gyo is an advanced application of Ren, in which the nen user concentrates a larger than normal portion of aura into a specific body part to increase the strength of it. Naruto had used this inadvertently before on his feet to increase his speed, but if he uses this on his eyes, he can increase his sight. This way, he can actually see better constructs of things. When he does this, he begins to see chakra paths throughout the steam and smoke in the mist. He then tells the team that Zabuza and Haku are on the far right, with them being separate by about 10 meters. His eyes are glowing with nen now, seemingly illuminating. He tells Kakashi this, and Kakashi dives into the mist, completely trusting Naruto. Suddenly, the mist disappears as Zabuza can't focus on maintaining it, while his arm is still in that condition. Naruto would rush towards Haku along with Sasuke, telling him to get back there. As Naruto dives towards Haku, Haku begins fighting using taijutsu against Naruto. Every time that he blocks a hit from Naruto, his arm hurts and he feels pain. Naruto's applying Ren now into his nen, giving him even more physical power and might. Utilizing this ability, his physical strength and stamina are way higher. Naruto is pummeling all of Haku's arms as they're beginning to get bruises on them. Haku quickly leaps back and uses one-handed style jutsu and creates the demon ice mirrors, now having the speed advantage. Sasuke leaps in just the last moment before the mirrors activate as he jumps in front of the way. Suddenly, Senbon come flying from all corners, with Naruto closing his eyes and feeling the nen around him. Naruto suddenly pulls a kunai and cuts one of the Senbon in half. Then turns around and slices another one directly as it's about to cut Sasuke's ear. He begins moving around as he cuts each Senbon. This is when Haku decides to move faster. Naruto can't keep up as more Senbon come flying from each way, cutting him and Sasuke in different places. Naruto tells Sasuke to keep his guard up as he continues trying. Sasuke is beginning to bleed, and so is Naruto, as Naruto is feeling his nen border begin to shrink as he's losing power. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and tells Haku that he's not going to die here. He begins fighting Haku even harder, as every time he jumps out of the air, Naruto and Sasuke try to use Sasuke's Fireball Jutsu technique to catch him off guard. It can't melt the ice mirrors for some reason, though. Naruto keeps trying to hit Haku, but he's too fast. This is when, unknown to Naruto, his now senses going down, Haku throws a absolute barrage of Senbon towards Naruto's back. Sasuke instinctively jumps in front of the way, telling Naruto that as he falls to the ground, with Naruto turning around and saying, "Sasuke, but why?" Sasuke would tell him that to shut up, you loser. Naruto would sit there for a moment before we then hear the ground shaking. All the nen inside Naruto's body would begin to feel rage, as the nen that he has around him begins to turn a different color. Its usual white aura begins to turn to a deep shade of red, as unknown to Naruto, he's utilizing the Kyuubi's nen now. Naruto's skin and muscles begin to feel tight as he feels power surging throughout him. His eyes begin to turn slit-like and red, as the nen overpowering him has taken over his mind. This is Kurama. Kurama's rage and hatred has just given a sliver of his power. As he looks towards Haku and sees the vibrations in the air, Haku now feels terrified as he sees Naruto sitting in the mirror. Naruto then says, He saved me. But you're going to die for that! Naruto instantly teleports as a trail of nen blasts behind him. Him unknowingly utilizing Kurama's nen type. Unknown to him, his Kyuubi has a specialized nen type. The nen type to completely swallow other nen and other energy. As the Kyuubi's nen type now begins to use a technique that it already knows, as the Bijou as well as any of the tailed beasts can already use nen naturally. With Naruto's control, he slams into Haku and completely chomps down on him. As Naruto, who's not able to see the nen right now besides the red rage that he feels, Naruto's right arm completely transforms as the energy that Kurama has given him forms into the head of a fox, which bites down on Haku's side as its ribs begin to crunch into Naruto's hand. Naruto then blasts Haku back as the nen deactivates, shooting Haku across the bridge directly into Zabuza and Kakashi's fight. This is when Kakashi finishes the job and stabs the Raikiri directly through Haku. If you guys want to see the next part for this, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below what you thought, as well as subscribe to the channel for more. If you guys like what I'm doing with the nen types now, I'm getting a little bit more advanced. I think that Kurama should have his own nen type while Naruto has his own as well, since it just makes more sense, I think. You guys will get to see what Naruto's nen type is in the future. Kurama's nen type, just to be explained more, is a specialist. So, for anyone here who doesn't know what HunterXHunter is, in HunterXHunter, there is 6 nen types. There's Enhancement, which strengthens yourself or an object. Transmutation, which changes the quality of aura to match something else. Conjuration, creating objects out of aura. Specialization, which is a unique effect. Manipulation, controlling and animate and inanimate objects. And Emission, which is detaching aura from the body. Kurama's specialization effect is that his nen can actually absorb life energy and turn it into chakra to feed Naruto, similar to how Samahara works. But it also it can evolve, and it has other effects too, which you'll see in the future. But anyway, I hope you guys liked that. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye.